Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered several of the submissions to Nature's Rat. So in this part, I'll be covering at least 4 or 5 more Veersmith levels, starting up with this one. Lost Warp Factory by Jidox74, with 11 plays and a score 3. As always, if you want one of her levels to be featured in a future part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comment section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I cover in these parts, so if you want to check if her level is covered, expand the description. So far, so good. This is a nice refill room. I better preemptively equip this. What's over here? I swear, if this stage has alternate pathways... because it sure looks like it does. I'll have to double check and see where those other teleporters lead to, as I skipped over 2 of them. Where does this lead to? Of course, over here. The main problem are all those beaks. Once they're taken care of, this boss fight is much easier. In fact, if I use his weakness, it's even easier. I mean, in this boss arena, we have infinite weapon energy. Still, if you want to do this buster only, it is certainly a fun encounter. Now to check out the other teleporters. Instead of going to this teleporter, let's slide over to the right. It's actually a trap, never mind. I didn't expect this stage to have a troll trap. Is there anything here? No. Is there anything down over here? Yes. I knew this would be a troll trap. It was just so suspicious. It's probably the right teleporter that I'm supposed to go into. And it leads back over here. Next up is Cosmic Hideout by Sirius Malcolm, with 16 plays and a score of 2. Yep, I knew that was gonna happen. That's how you're supposed to do it. After one failure, that wasn't too bad. Always check the sides of the screens. I've been conditioned to do so after playing through several thousand levels. You never know if there's a secret E or M tank or alternate pathway. What just happened here? I didn't realize the big fish enemies can work like that in this engine. And now the stage gets a bit easier with the treble boost. As now I can actually attack enemies. Jumping challenge, I need to do it faster. Oh, of course that was staggered a bit, to trick the player. Oh well, at least there's a checkpoint right below, so I'm fine with it. And now this is basically the shmup segment of this level. Immediately we face off against Sparkman. This is how we're gonna do it. I'm fine with this. It won't take too long. Plus, dodging his attacks isn't that difficult. I can get in about 3 shots per cycle, perhaps 4 or 5 if I push it. For a base gimmick-oriented level, this felt okay. Despite navigation segments, although a bit intimidating at first, I feel were easier than the first part of the stage. Third up is Bomb Man is the Bomb by QueenMonika, with 20 plays and a score of 7. We start with 2 pathways, one to the left and one to the right. Let's go to the stage as Proto Man. We probably take double damage then. A rather slow jet bomb riding segment. Kinda boring all things considered. If anything, it seems that Proto Man doesn't take double damage here. This is the easy mode version of this level. Mega Man is probably the hard mode version, and Bass is the normal mode version. There should be more variation in the terrain here instead of it being plain ground, because this challenge with the 5 walking bombs is pretty repetitive. Now this is going somewhere. Essentially a harder version of the previous count bomb challenge with the killer bullets. Compared with QueenMonika's previous stage, which was Charge Me Up for Adventure, I honestly prefer that level over this one. That had more stage variety. You were kinda camouflaged in with the background there. Oops. I forgot about that. And that's probably the boss's weakness as well. See, that Metar camouflages in with the background there. You may want to change its position, or make it stand out more. See, now the stage is getting a bit more interesting with its enemies and mechanics, as they're all coalescing at the end now. This stage feels more like a fortress level, as it is assuming for several of these enemies and mechanics you understand how they already work already. I didn't mean to skip this entire challenge, but alright. In the end, this last section of this level was the most interesting part. It's where everything coalesced and recombined together. Well, thank you, game. I guess that's an engine glitch. He clipped under the spikes. I'll take that victory. Otherwise, this stage was okay at best. It was rather forgettable, and the most interesting part was at the end. Forward up is The Castle of the Time Machine, Part 2, Normal Hard, by Lipatio, with 54 plays and a score of 11. Time to continue our voyage through several of Lipatio's previous levels. although adjusted for length. Not so much in terms of difficulty, as we learned during part 1. Into the time machine we go. Our first stop is Base in Space, I guess. In that level we started out with a shmup segment, which we do as well here. And following that we make landfall, which we do here as well. And now we have a force beam dodging gauntlet. Although it is made a bit easier as we have more Yoshikis here, at least from what I can recall. Don't try damage boosting past this segment, as the number of invulnerability frames you have after taking damage while having the treble boost equipped is much shorter in comparison to having regular base. See, no biggie. It's even easier if you hug the block. Next up is this charge kick oriented level. Charge kick and windstorm oriented level, that is. I was hoping I could bypass this challenge. I didn't even need that platform over there, by the way. Circumventing this challenge, making it a lot easier thanks to Charge Kick's air jumping properties. Yeah, this feels a lot easier than before. Thanks to a combination of getting more skilled and the level being altered to be a bit easier. As originally we had a crash platform chasing segment, here it's a lot more static. And the engine's lag killed me over there. That's gonna be a new problem I have to deal with though. So far, so good. Time for the harder parts. There we go, after 4 deaths off screen, on to the next section. That's the level ID up there. I remember this stage. This was the stage which had a bit of damage boosting if we were not fast enough. I see, that's what I need to do. As Yoko blocks do not spawn if they're off screen, even if they're timed to do so, there's no way to override that parameter in this engine where off-screen objects will not spawn in. I need all these keys, and I remember this part. This is the part during this level where I got a bit confused where I was supposed to go to next. Before going to the right, I want to see what's to the left here. Nothing. I can either go to the left or go to the right. Let me see what's to the left. Oh, nothing. Nothing here either. I think the reason why this door is here is for aesthetic purposes. Warning me in advance of what's coming up. Yep, this is the dedicated damage boosting part of the level. And now we're over here, one of Lipatio's older levels. This was an oil slider oriented level. After 35 deaths off screen, I did it, and this was the final level recreation, thank goodness. This stage certainly had a better difficulty curve compared to part 1, but this last level recreation destroyed my fun of the stage. It was a significant difficulty spike, even harder than anything in part 1. In fact, in some ways it was harder than the original level it was based upon, as this had the added problem of extra lag, due to the stage's increased size. This level recreation really needed to be made easier, much easier, as it relies very heavily on knowing several facets of how the oil slider works, especially when underwater, and knowing how to ascend while underwater. But at the very least, this is over. I would have liked this level more if this last level recreation was axed entirely or made much easier. The second half of it was such a significant difficulty spike that most players will trip up over it, unless they're skilled with the use of the oil slider. So overall, out of the 4 levels I covered in this episode, my favorite one would be Cosmic Hideout by Sirius Malcolm. Although it wasn't by much, it was okay at best. Most of the levels I covered in this episode were okay at best. I like Cosmic Hideout the most due to its spike labyrinth shenanigans with using the bass treble boost. So in the next episode, I'll be covering several more Veers Mid levels. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!